Welcome back to another live. I'm just waking up. It's been a long, crazy day. Hope everybody's doing well. Mm-mm-mm. What's happening? I got another one somewhere. It sucks when you get old and you do something out in the sunlight, and then you're like so drained after you got to go. I did a little 3 or 4 minute video on it, but I haven't released it yet. But went out and finally finished my last Wingbits device that still needed a geosonner. Yes, I had one device. I have not been. It's one of my probably top 4 or 5 stations that did not get a Wingbits geosonner on it yet. That finally got its Wingbits geosonner, and I had the adjust antenna too on top of my friend's grain silo that he's got, and being 250 feet closer to the sun on top of a completely white roof, white almost reflective roof on top of it. I'm telling you, it had to be 140 degrees up there, 130 degrees. It was cooking and it drained me. Like I had to leave, go to the grocery store down the street, go to the gas station down the street, and get me a Gatorade and drink the whole thing before I got home. It was crazy. Yep. So for those who don't know, who are living on an island somewhere, congratulations if you are. But tomorrow is the big drop with Entropy. The Entropy miners are back tomorrow. And yes, I told my son he had to stay next to the door all day and wait for the FedEx guy to come. For those who don't know, who have, I paid for the expedited shipping through Helium Deploy. I paid for this device, but here is my Entropy miner. And you have to have signature required. I did not request that. I don't know if that's a Helium Deploy thing, I'm assuming, but um, thank you for being a valued customer of Helium Deploy. Please use the discount code GrumpyDad56 for $25 off your next order. That's what it says. It's nothing. All my Twitter tweets, twits, whatever you want to call them, bunch of twits that I put out that says everything about nothing. I'm waiting on FedEx to bring nothing. I wonder how many people don't understand the whole entropy joke and think that I'm on crack or acid or some shit. I had several people on my last video that I did about entropy, which was last Sunday, about the catching lightning in a bottle again for the second time and all this goofy stuff like that. People ask me if I was on LSD. That was actually a fun video to make. At least the beginning part was kind of fun. This was not in my original. The one in my secret undercover guy, who also recently got in trouble from entropy, but I won't call him out for that. But my secret undercover guy that went to New York at the Solana store and got several of these. It didn't have this in there, so I don't know why. But you know, these things aren't sealed. It's just the box, and then this is in it. It slides in here like it nothing sealed or anything like that. Isn't it beautiful? I still say it's a sexy ass thing. And y'all know my biggest complaint is I want the pink light or the purple light or whatever color light. I want that to stay on constantly. I think there needs to be an option for that light to stay on constantly. So Tior says my USPS did not require signature. I did not pay for priority that showed up today. Well, I paid for priority, and with priority it came with FedEx. So, you know, I missed it yesterday. It tried to come yesterday, but they wanted signature required. So I don't know why. So when I order another one or two of them tomorrow, you're telling me don't pay for the extra shipping because then I won't have to worry about signature required. That makes sense. And my little base. And that's it. So we're gonna have to cancel the live very early today so I can get my second one hooked up. So for those who saw the video or for those who didn't see the video, depending on how tomorrow goes with the sale of another 500 on Helium Deploy, depending on how that goes, I will be donating at the very least $100 or up to like 20%. It matters kind of where it falls between 10-20%. Either way, it's gonna be over $100. I'm planning on purchasing $100 with people from people using my code to purchase this on Helium Deploy. I'm gonna, if they use my code, do at least $100 or up to 20% of whatever I make off this code, purchasing Entropy and then burning it. Probably in the video, just because nobody believes anything anymore unless they show you that. So that's why I have this up here for those who, want to know. For those who are curious on what we're making, because that always comes up. Let's see if I can pull it up. Just Entropy. Now you do have the negative people who are saying, of course rewards are going to drop when, everybody starts doing this. My argument is they have adjusted it before for people, like to make sure that the value stayed a certain thing. I'm not saying that they're going to make it where the value is going to stay exactly a certain way. I'm just saying that they have adjusted it before to make it, there might be too many people now to do it like that. I don't know. But so far on my Ashlar monitor that I've had here for, it's been a little over a week. I think I did it in last week. I don't know. Everything blends together after a while. So we're going to go to console. Status. So if you split that in half, I know y'all, some of y'all passed math and y'all did all that in your head, but currently making 131,000 a day, so that has gone down a little bit. But then we go to the Entropy. And price keeps going down because people can't hold on to their shorts for nothing. Let's see. Going over to, you gotta love live. They'll do all this on the live. This is the price action. I don't know why. Like, people know big things are coming. Like, why? I don't understand what the rush is to sell right now. But anyway, so we had 131,588. So right now we're making $8 a day with our Ashlar device. And if people would quit selling it, go back up here, we'd be back to $10 a day or $12 a day. But still, $8 right now a day, and you can buy more than these. I'll take it. Can you please explain how you manage multiple Phantom wallets for Entropy? Sure. That's very simple, actually. I say it's very simple. Y'all know me. I can make anything difficult. I have that disease. So, let's see how I want to do this. Let's go to back up here, back to just Entropy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to my Phantom. Right now I have Ashlar 1. I named it Ashlar 1 strictly because I wanted to be able to differentiate between all the Ashlars I have coming in. So this is what I made so far in the Ashlar miner in about, I don't know, like I said, a week, couple of days. So when I go up here, this is all my different Phantom wallets. And I do have like 3 or 4 different Phantom wallets merged together because of the 12 words thing. And that's what I was trying to tell you. I don't want to make this too difficult. To make it very simple, that, hey, I have this Phantom wallet. I need to make another one now for my new Ashlar that just came in, because it all has to be on separate ones. So I'm going to go right here to press plus, press this plus on. I'm going to create new account, and I'm going to call this Ashlar 2. Create, and here it is. And now it's got its own Solana address, and I can pair it now. Then when my third Ashlar comes in that I'm expecting any day now, I'll have another one. So I hope that kind of helped you out. And it was supposed to ask me about if I wanted this on a separate 12-word. I might not have my other 12 words on there, but there you go. Now, to make it more advanced and to confuse you a little bit more, the issue with making 12 or 13 of those new Phantoms on the same 12-word private phase is if for some reason, I hope most of y'all wouldn't do this. I hope anybody wouldn't do it. But the issue is that if somebody gets a hold of your 12 words, they can now get access to each one of those deals. That's why you never give your 12 words to anybody. Nobody is ever going to ask you for 12 words. I don't care what ticket system you're in. I don't care if the scammer that is got his profile that looks identical to whatever tech support you think you're talking to. Nobody will ever need your 12-word password. But what I have done is you have to use almost like a different Chrome or a different browser or something like that to create a whole new Phantom with a whole different set of 12 words. And then you make a couple of accounts with that one. And then after you put 3 or 4 in that one, then you go and you make a whole new Phantom with a different 12 words. And then you have to make sure you have those 12 words backed up somewhere and then eventually you can import those newer 12 words all together in the same Phantom. Confused yet? There you go. Do you need to send Solana each wallet? Yeah, but $1 worth maybe. I bought like $5 worth, or I took some helium and traded $5 worth of helium to Solana and then put a little bit in each one. But some projects don't need Solana in it, just to receive tokens. It matters how they're doing the transaction and all that. So hold on a second. Sorry, guys. It's hot as hell in here. This GPU I have in here with this supercomputer with all these exhaust fans, I'm telling you, it gets hot in this room. Woo! It's hot as hell outside. So let's see what our Trusty Weather XM station says. Trusty Weather XM station says, Weather XM says it feels like 95 degrees outside. Humidity 70%. That's sticky. Sticky. So what's price manipulation? Adjusting price manipulation. Who's adjusting price manipulation? Did I miss something somewhere? What's up, Grumpy? What day does entropy get burned so I know when I need to clean? What day does entropy get burned so I know what I need to claim? So when I need to, so every 8th day. Every 8th day you get. So if I go back to mine right here, see, and I claim every Monday. And if I want to burn a little bit, then I claim every Tuesday. On this one, this is a newer station, so I'll just so I can pre-burn a little bit, I'll claim like every 8th day. On the 8th day, the first days gets burned. So as long as you claim every 7 days, you're good. Or you claim every 3rd day or every 4th day. It doesn't matter. You can claim every day if you want to and pay those Solana fees. But if you wait too long, you have 7 days worth of there where it says, account accumulated, you have 800,000 something, 900 something thousand ENT over the past 7 days. On the next day, it will then start to burn whatever you made that first day, if that makes sense. If not, it's confusion. I'm sorry. But people who are saying that they can't sell, I'll argue with you all day, because on another account I have, let me see if I can get to it. I was showing you all everything. So this is my account that for the first, I'm going to say 5 months, 4 months, whatever it was, that I was in Entropy, I never touched it. It was going to be a burn. This is my way of giving, because I got a free credit anyway from the project. I just set up my ESP32 device back in, I don't know, October, whenever the hell it was, and just never touched it. And it just burned every day. Of course, after the first 7 days, it just burned every day. And you can see I burned 25 million ENT. And if you do the math on that, 25, 585, 288. Even at the price that this is right now, I burned $1,500. I burned $1,500 worth of entropy that went into my pocket. But because of that, You think I have this set up that it's easy to switch in between. But because of that now, on my second one, which is my one that I burned, I have no second law requirement. So right now in that wallet, I have 8 million entropy that since I decided to quit because I was told to quit doing all that burning by the project when we went to the whole NFT thing, because I couldn't buy NFTs with this one. So I'm like, okay, well, my burning days are over with. So as you can see right here, what I have been doing over the last, since the entropy ashlers went on sale the first time, in anticipation of them going on sale again and me wanting to buy another one, I have slowly sold, $10 here, $10 here, $15 here, whatever like that, of this entropy, and just traded it into USDC. And I haven't gotten in trouble. So right here, you can see my second law requirement is 0. So as long as I have more than 0 in my wallet, if that makes sense, I'm good. Because I have already pre-burned 25 million entropy. I could sell almost up to 25 million entropy and be okay. It's like people are asking me to do a video on it. It's kind of hard to explain. You look at this Miner 3, I don't know. When they start using some of this crazy language and stuff, it gets really confusing with this whole Jeter deleter thing. I don't know what the whole 1-to-1 ratio of spectacle dust in the universe and all that craziness that they start talking about. I don't know. There was 1,000 units sold on Helium Deploy, and then another 500. They have manufactured or have an order in to manufacture 10,000 of those devices, but no, they don't have 10,000 sold yet. And listen, it's just like any other crypto project. I'm not gonna sit here and try to lie or fabricate saying, "Oh no, there's nothing to worry about. The price is gonna stay stable." The thing about it is with that Jeter deleter. Again, I don't know how the whole ratio thing works. I want to pretend like I do, but I don't. If you go and sell more than what the Jeter deleter program is looking for in your wallet, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have people, because I see this. I see these people in these products, like Silencio. I think it was Silencio. Silencio had a drop for the beginning of the month. And when people couldn't sell the first 10 minutes of what they got, they were losing their minds in the Discord. Like that $7 not going into their account was going to kill them. I never understood what the rush is with some of these projects on people having to sell. Yes, you have to worry about the price going down a little bit, but or you can hold on to it for the price to come back up, which eventually it normally does. But anyway, what's going to happen is you're going to have people who get these things they're going to get these things in the mail. Hook it up tonight like I'm going to do. Today's Thursday. And come Saturday, they're going to want to go sell 3 days worth of mining stuff. They're going to screw their ratio up. And they're going to get deleted. And now this is just a fancy, sexy paperweight. And they're done. And that you can throw that device away. Once you get Jeter deleted for selling too much, your device is now burnt, bankrupt. Whatever cliche word you want to use. And we've tried to tell people that there's a warning screen on the Helium Deploy website before you buy it. And then, which I think is a cool thing, you have to check mark before you order it that you understand that. So people who are not pre-burning and stuff like that, and they try to go sell some early when they only got a little bit left, a little bit in their wallet, they're going to get booted from the project that fast. And then when NFTs come out, you basically, and you do that kind of stuff, you're going to lose your NFT and your Ashlar miner. And then to get back in the project again, you're going to have to buy NFT and buy a new miner, because this miner is burnt from the system. And it's going to happen. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be people losing their mind, cursing out people in the Discords and calling them every little thing. But if you look at what the way some of these projects are going, people want to attack Entropy for this. But when you look at what some of these projects, other projects are doing, it's the same thing. And in fact, Entropy is not as bad as the other ones, because like I was saying earlier, with Entropy, what I do every now and then is I wait an extra day just to burn an extra 100-something thousand of tokens. I'm not burning it just for the hell of it. I'm burning it just in case I want to sell. And I can sell what I burned and not get in any trouble. And depending on how much you burned, it could be $20, $30, $40, $50. I'm the kind of person that I'm not gonna, if I need $150 for an Ashland miner, even though I could technically burn that in that wallet I showed y'all, because I pre-burned 25 million, I could technically I could technically sell $150 right now out that wallet and not get in trouble. But I'm not gonna wreck the price like that, because that's just the way I am, because I want to see this project succeed. And I want to see, we have people who are in projects, the same people who will sit there and cry about price action, sucks. And they're the same ones selling. They're selling, and then they're going to sit there and complain about the price action. So, at least what I like about Entropy is you can pre-burn now by just not claiming. You can go, say, 9 days, or you can go, hey, instead of claiming this Monday, I'm just going to claim the next Monday and burn 7 days worth. So therefore, when you do have to sell for some reason, you don't get in any trouble because you pre-sold and you pre-burned. Kyle, I don't dude. I don't mean any disrespect by this, but go. Every project is doing this now. Junk Coin, and I'm trying to take the high road, Junk Coin, because I put myself in that situation, and I don't want to think anybody thinks I'm pissed off at Junk Coin to a point, but you don't see me discussing Junk Coin no more. With Junk Coin, at least with Entropy, you could use Entropy tokens to buy the NFTs. So technically you didn't even have to come out of pocket. You could pre-mint the Entropy. I'm sorry. You can use your mined Entropy to buy the pre-minted NFTs if you were in the project, just so you didn't have to come out of pocket. You can pre-burn your tokens. So therefore, when you did want to sell, you don't get any trouble because you burned it. You look at Junk, I again, it was on me, figured they would be doing the same way as a way of burning your tokens. When you wanted to go buy the NFTs for Junk, I paid for some out of my Solana, because I don't want nobody to sit there and think that I didn't. So that came out of my pocket. But I also used Junk to buy the NFTs. Well, then I come to find out that now I'm out of compliance, and I have to burn 4 times what I used in Junk. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so if I just let my Junk token go, eventually I should be able to, mining it every day. And now they cripple your rewards because you're out of compliance, because you don't have a 1-to-1. You have to have 1-to-1 for whatever you ever claimed to what's in your wallet. So technically you can never sell. Never. And if you do sell, if you sell 100,000 tokens of Junk, you have to burn 400,000 Junk, because there's a 4-to-1 burn ratio, and you can't use what you're burning. So even though you sold 100,000, you eventually have to buy 400,000 and then burn it to get back in compliance. Please, somebody tell me what sense that makes. Hey, but they voted on it. Their community voted on it. And that's why you've never seen me say a negative thing about the project. That's what their community wanted. That's what their community got. There was no fault to them at all. And they said I can go sell my NFTs to get back in compliance. But y'all know me, I'm hard-headed old bastard. And there's just this point that I just don't agree with it, and that's just me and my opinion. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying they need to change because of Grumpy. It's nothing like that. That's what they wanted. They wanted a 4-to-1 burn ratio, and you can't claim anymore. So I could have whatever that 4-to-1 burn ratio eventually becomes in my not wallet, but on the dashboard, but I can never claim that because I'm out of the compliance. So, you know, if you want to see into my money grabs, we can see into about all kinds of projects that are doing this kind of stuff now. I mean, if we're going to have a project that's going to make you buy NFT in a device now, I'd rather do it with a device making $10 a day versus $1 a day. With junk coin, they want you now. You have to buy. If you weren't already pre-mining, if somebody's news coming into it today, they want you to go buy or eventually going to buy an NFT to get into that project for 2 Solana. Solana right now is at, I don't know, we had a huge price difference. We haven't had a chance to even discuss that yet. $145 is what it is right now because it's crashed. It was at 150 a little while ago. So let's say 150. They want you to buy a $300 NFT to get in that project. That's making $1 a day. That's 300 days right there just to get the NFTs worth back. Sure, the price can go up a little bit. And eventually they're also coming out with their own device. So I'd rather be in a project that's going to make me $8 to $10 a day versus $1 a day, if not less. You know, Irwin was coming out with NFTs. Or I think we even bought Irwin NFTs. One of the other ones is coming out with NFTs that you need to have the mine and stuff like that. Hey, it's so there's even this is Entropy A, and it's supposed to be another reiteration coming down the line. I don't know. But I mean, we can sit there and knock projects all day. Y'all know I can knock projects. Y'all can throw a project up right there on that screen, and I can tell you something negative about it. We can sit here and knock projects all day. Silencio, you want to talk about a project that we all think got something conspiracy going on with it? How I can have 700,000 tickets and only make whatever I made, and yet people who had less raffle tickets than me that made more than me. Somebody in my YouTube now, we can't prove if he's right or not, but on my YouTube comments, he claims he was one of the 11 people that made 11 million tokens or whatever it was, or 1 million tokens. That was crazy. You know, when you think of what the math is on that, to me, raffle tickets is just a way that they can basically pick and choose. There's no transparency. You have no idea who's getting what raffle tickets picked and stuff like that. We could talk about that all day. You know, you're looking at Chirp Cage right now. Chirp Cage that has people who just showed up on the leaderboard out of nowhere that's already in second place. It is utterly impossible to get. I don't have my phone in front of me with Chirp Cage. It's outside. 24 million or something like that, or 30 million in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. There's no possible way that that's happening in Chirp Cage. No way. I don't care. Like, and we all complain about it in the Discord. Oh, we checked into it. How did y'all check into it? Y'all don't want to check into it because y'all can use that as bragging when y'all are trying to lure customers or whatever y'all plan on doing with that Chirp Cage stuff of how many networks were scanned. I don't care where that dude's driving around. Do you realize to get 30 million Chirp Cage in 2 or 3 weeks, whatever it was, if you break that down to daily, how many Chirp points he has to get? Like 3 or 4 million a day. How are you getting that every day? Because once you scan these cellular ones and these Wi-Fi's, you're not supposed to get full points on them again. So this guy's traveling. Somebody told me the Philippines don't have 30 million worth of cellular things on it. But you don't see, like, you know what I'm saying? We can knock all these projects. You know, but I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with the money from the NFTs. You know, I know the first ones was used to buy liquidity for went into the token, and that's what they created their pool, and now it's a lot more stable compared to what it was before. But hey, like I said, y'all want to question projects, Silencio, what the hell have they been doing with all this ad money? And you don't think that's not a money grab? You sit here and shove ads in our face, more and more ads with Silencio, more and more ads with Silencio. Y'all bragged over the last 6 months of all the millions and millions of dollars y'all have gotten from $6 million, $5 million from seed money and fundraising and stuff. And then y'all start shoving these ads. They started with 30-second ads that weren't too bad. Then it got to a minute, and then minute and a half video ads. Then when you start every day, you can look at 3 ads. It was ads, and then all of a sudden they come out with this. Hey, let us tease you and show you what it's like to have an ad-free experience. Hey, you really like the ad-free? Yeah, I love it. I love no ads, because when I walk around venues at a shopping center now, I don't have to be stuck there for a minute and a half watching an ad before I go to the next venue. Oh, you like that? Okay. Well, it's a $3.99 subscription. Wait, what? Yeah, so now they want $3.99. So how many people do y'all think are in Silencio? What they got? I have no idea. I have no idea how to even guess how many people doing Silencio. 10,000, 20,000 people doing Silencio. It's about 1 million sensors. I don't think there's 1 million people doing it, but let's just play a game. There's 10,000 people that do the subscription for Silencio because they don't want to see ads. Was it $2.99 or $3.99? So is it? It's $30,000 just right there that they're pulling from us, so we don't have to be stuck with ads. I mean, how many other crypto projects do ads that we get stuck with? I mean, that's a money grab. That's a money grab all day. They're not even trying to hide it. So, yeah, the drip house thing. I didn't mess with the drip house. Like, you know, every drop they had with the drip house thing, they had the free NFT. I went and held the free NFT just to be a part of the project. But listen, I'm gonna tell y'all. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm old. Call it the new fandangle thing, like old people used to say when I was young. Like old people didn't probably get CD players when we started messing with CD players in the 90s because you used to records and stuff. I never understood the appeal of NFTs. In the last bull run, when everybody started buying all these NFTs and with Sandbox, all these different NFTs that you needed for all this stuff, there's art and people buying, the apes and all this stuff like that. I never understood the appeal of it. If I have Solana, I can sell Solana everywhere. But if I go and buy these certain NFTs for some project, I'm not talking about Entropy or Junk Coin or anything like that. I'm talking about just like last bull run when we were doing NFTs for certain projects. I just remember Bored Apes and some of these other ones, even, whatever. There's only a certain market that's going to want them things. And some of these people buying, Solana, these NFTs, a lot of them were with Ethereum, and they were buying these NFTs for like crazy amounts of Ethereum. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get, even like, Trump had the NFTs that if you bought it, you get to go have dinner with them, and people bought the hell out of them. But I never understood it, because to me, you are narrowing down your field of who's going to be interested. If so-and-so likes NFTs, he might love NFTs, but not this project's NFTs, so you can't go sell it to him. Like, I just have an issue with the whole NFT thing in general, despite whatever project's doing it. Oh, So J Style says it was. I'm guessing he's talking about the G deleter. G deleter wasn't just a ratio. Now they say it's not manual anymore. Maybe we'll have actual logic, but who knows? It's always a bit shady. It was a ratio at one point because I was told that we saw that in the Discord when people were asking about it. It was having to have a certain amount of entropy in your wallet, but maybe I need to talk to these guys on the side and tell them I would like to do a video. I got people asking me to do a video on it, but I just know I'm going to explain it wrong. And what happens is I tell you all the time, I'm upfront and I'm honest with y'all, and I've always started this channel to try to help the common folk out, the people who don't understand all the ins and outs of all this crypto stuff. But what happens is if I don't explain it 100% accurately, let's just say I'm 80% accurately, then you got people in the Discord arguing with admins. Grumpy said in his video, it's supposed to be like this. And the admin's like, no, it's like this. But Grumpy said this. They're the freaking admins. Like, you're going to sit there and argue with them because what Grumpy said, they're supposed to like acknowledge that or something. And I know that's what's going to happen if I try to do a video on this G to delete it. There's just too many question marks for me to sit there and try to say, okay, as long as you do it like this, you're in compliance. And you have somebody who goes a little bit overboard and is wrong, they're going to be in the entropy Discord saying, well, Grumpy's video said, if I sell like this, I should be safe. And I know that's going to happen. And I'm not going to, that's why I don't want to do a video. I said, maybe they could explain it to me in a certain way, but even when they try to explain it before, it starts getting confusing. I've always looked at it as long as you always keep more entropy in your wallet than the second law requirement is, you are safe. But I don't know that no more with the G deleter. This whole 1-to-1 ratio thing, I don't know if that's the same way. Again, like my second device, I've burned 25 million already. So my second law requirement is 0. But I'm telling you right now, if I would go sell every one of those entropy right now in that wallet and just have 100 left, I'd get deleted because it makes it look like I'm leaving the project by cleaning out my wallet. Even though using that whole ratio thing, I should be safe. I know that was one of the factors also. If people constantly sold small amounts over and over and over, and eventually started cleaning out their own wallet, even if they were pre-burning, if their wallet got to this low ratio, they were getting deleted or in trouble. But again, I don't know if that's the same thing with this G delete thing. I don't know. Chirp Cage, cool kids. What's happening, cool kids? Welcome to the channel. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Chirp Cage is definitely cheating. Philippines barely has electricity. I just say, y'all gonna make me go on the other side and go get me my phone so we can start talking about Chirp Cage. I just know is that my Chirp Cage never turns off, ever, unless it accidentally dies outside. Then I go charge it and I run it again. I'm going to Baton Rouge. I'm traveling all over the place. A lot of y'all know that not next week, but the week after next, we're taking a family vacation. We're going to drive because flying with 4 people from here to Washington, D.C. is about $1,600, and Grumpy don't have that. That would be crazy. So we decided to drive. I don't know. It might be cheaper to fly than a murder charge. If my kids throw me out the car while I'm driving. But anyway, but I'm telling you, the only reason I'm somewhat, I won't say looking forward to it, but I'm not as holy hell is because I'm going to be able to run Chirp Cage, 375 Go or 375 AI, whatever you want to call it this week. Of course, there's going to be Demo in the car, and then also Sword Chain and Silencio when we stop, so we hit venues and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, if I don't get like 1 million tokens driving from here to Washington, D.C. alone, I'm going to raise holy hell and get booted like some of y'all have gotten in the Entropy wallet, Entropy project, because they're trying to say that these guys can get 2 and 3 million tokens, or data points, whatever you want to call them, Chirp Cage points, whatever, a day, because they're driving taxis all over the city. But you're driving through the same Wi-Fi's, the same cellular things. There's no way. So I'm telling you right now, if when I go to this trip and back, and you let me get only like say 1 million tokens after all that driving, I'm gonna be in there raising holy hell, and I'm probably get booted from the project because there's just no freaking way you're gonna tell me the lead guy who's number one in there right now has got 30. I don't know. You're gonna make me look this up. When was the Chirp Cage reward drop? I know I can look it up because I did a video on it. Let's see. Channel videos. Solving the true mysteries of the universe. That was a fun video. Y'all can say what y'all want. I had fun videos. I'm upset that it's only got 100 views. Chirp Cage Wireless tokens have dropped, and I did that video on. It says 2 weeks ago. May 21st. Is that right? Right. So 2 weeks. So you got 15 days. So that guy's made over 2 million. Actually, it was yesterday. So more than 2 million things, whatever you want to call them, in 2 weeks. There's no possible way. No way. And then the guy who's coming up behind him, forget what his name is, R75 or something like that. One of y'all can tell me. He showed up over the weekend, passing up everybody, and he's about to pass up the guy in first place. I don't care where he's located. The only way he's doing that is if he's flying around in the airplane, sucking up cellular stuff every day. That is the only possible way that he's doing that. So y'all gonna make me good. Y'all hold on 1 second. Y'all gonna make me go get my y'all triggering me, and I'm going to get my phone because I want to see where this guy's at. I don't know if y'all can hear my wife, but y'all all saved me. I thank y'all from another honeydew. She was already calling me, asking me to go do something. I'm like, sorry, I'm in the middle of a live. I can't do that. So appreciate it. So right now I got 62 million. I don't know why when you do that on this video. I'm at 62 million tokens. Globally, I'm at rank 62. So VR 4625 lap 2 go is the dude's name. That's number 2. Y'all can see that. Y'all can't because it's won't. And he has 36 million tokens. And again, this guy came out of nowhere over the last couple of days and just passed up everybody. And now in second place. And there's no way. I don't care. I don't know what device he's using to make up accounts or something like that, make up MAC addresses or something. I don't know what he's doing. But, dude, if you're going to cheat, don't make it so obvious. And the fact that Chirp Cage is not even acknowledging this, or at least in the first guy, Swollen, Syulen, he's got 38. So let's bust out the trusty calculator again. You know, failed college math. 38,000 I'm sorry. 38, 324, 226. And we'll even say, even though, technically 15 days has passed. So we'll say divided by 15. So right now he's getting 2.5 million tokens per day. The most he can possibly get if he does all of his, and I know they adjust a little bit, but usually there's a high one, a middle one, and a low one for the daily missions. And for the daily missions, you got, like, this is 80, and a 20, and a 30. So is that 130,000? So it's 130,000 a day. Minus 130,000 a day. So you telling me he's scanning 2.4 million a day. So you're getting 100 per cellular. Let's just say they're all cellular. He's not even doing the 1 point Bluetooths. Let's just say he's just doing all cellular. When you divide that by 100, he's doing 24,000 cellular connections per day. There ain't no flapping way that's happening. I don't care. He can come on my page and he can belittle me. He can say whatever and attack me for calling him a cheater. I'm calling you a effing cheater. There's no way you're scanning 24. Look, you can do, if you want to tell me you did it in 1 or 2 days in this certain area because it resets, that's fine. But the next day you can't get points for all that cellular. There is no possible way you're getting 24,000 cellular per day. This other guy, I need to keep track of him. He's doing more than that. Because again, he all of a sudden showed up in the top 10 2 days ago, and he went from top 10 to number 2 in 2 days. He lapped everybody. He's getting 10 million a day or 8 million a day. There ain't no way. I'm writing this down. Let me see something. Right now, it's Thursday. I'm going to write this down because I'm going to go crazy in the Discord. Thursday at 7:56 p.m. I'm getting detailed with it. Swollen has 38,324,226. And VR46, who's in a VR world doing all this apparently, got 36,512,893. So that's receipts for him. So we'll see tomorrow, 24 hours, where they at. I'll have to do a whole video on Chirp cheating and cover them 2 dudes. They'll be famous. Not that they care what the hell Grumpy thinks. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button if you want to see nobody cheating projects anymore. There you go. All right. How many buying tomorrow, Grumpy? Grumpy's buying at least 1. It matters what kind of mood I'm in. If I wasn't going on this trip in 2 weeks and I didn't need the money, I'd definitely be buying 2 more. The problem is right now is I'm out of NFTs. So I have an Ashler here that I purchased with my own money. I have another Ashler here that I purchased with my own money. And then I have another one coming to me as a gift. So that's 3. I also have 3 ESP32s behind me. That makes 6 iterations of the nothing in my life. I have 6 NFTs. So the one that I have to buy tomorrow, I'm going to have to mint a NFT whenever that comes for whatever price there is. I don't know how much that's going to be. So if I go and buy 2 like I really want, not only do I have to buy that, then I also have to buy another NFT. Now, one announcement I do have while I'm still have all this up before I change the subject and we get off entropy for good. I'm kind of fretting on if I was going to announce this tonight, but I know some of y'all watch my Monday videos. So Helium Deploy has told me that they were going to give me an entropy miner for a giveaway. Now, first of all, I'm happy because I have never did any giveaways on this channel. So I don't know how the whole game works. I did some giveaways when I first when I hit 25,000 subscribers, and I handled that myself. Like, hey, go and, you comment on all these videos. And if you if you subscribe to my X and you subscribe to my hunting channel, YouTube channel, my ham channel, and I would go verify that. And then I was giving away either tokens or DIY these devices for SDRs and stuff, and I couldn't handle myself. And then I would only make it. I'd only give away these, in prizes I had to mail to people in the United States because postage out of the United States is crazy. With Helium Deploy, I don't know who handles that. I don't know if they said, because somebody's told me they've handled it both ways, where I would tell Helium Deploy this is the person that won it, and they would handle shipping and stuff, or they would send it to me, and it's up to me to ship it out. I haven't got those answers yet. All I've got told was that yes, they were going to give me one to do a giveaway. So I don't know yet. Like I said, I was kind of fretting on, because they told me, yeah, you can go ahead and discuss it. We're sending you one, or you're eligible for one, or something to that effect. And I haven't really heard more about it. I know they're supposed to be sending me, for those of y'all who wanted me to get into Rover, I asked them about Rover, and they actually have some kind of new push that they're doing for Rover, and they're supposed to be sending me one to do a video on it, because they got a renewed push for Rover. I think what mainnet. Some of y'all can tell me. I know y'all told me about, Rover, and that I probably missed out on that. So I'm getting a Rover. I'm excited about that. And for those who were watching last week, passive income mining from the crypto channel, guy I follow, and I've always suggested y'all follow, and I'm also very jealous of how good his editing is of his videos and stuff. He's also lined me up to get a Nubla weather station and all that. So I'm hyped to getting that, because my Weather XM station, I put a ticket in last Thursday that my Weather XM station at my office, that's my original M5 station that runs off of the little device has to connect to that, and then this has the Wi-Fi, and it's always got connection issues. They finally contacted me back today. I told them it's completely dead. I changed the batteries out in it, hit the reset, nothing happens. So they want me, this is Weather XM, they want me to show a video of me taking brand new, I can't use the batteries that I took out the package already. I have to take a video of me taking brand new batteries out of a package, putting it in the device, and then pressing the reset button a certain way, and then continuing the video showing underneath of any LED action before they'll go any further in my ticket. And I'm like, has it really come to this? Like, are y'all getting scammed by that many people that you got to do a video proving that you're using brand new batteries in this? Come on, man. Really? B13 says, I want to give away on the hobbyist channel. He ships everything on himself. And that's my fear, is because, again, I love every one of y'all. I'm thankful that I got 30,600 subscribers. But I know what it costs to ship stuff to certain countries. And I hate to make it that, hey, this is going to be a U.S. only thing. Because I could swing Canada. Well, I'm going to tell you, people don't understand, this thing's got some weight to it. This thing's got some weight to it. A pound? It surely feels more than that. So depending on what it costs to ship stuff, even shipping this to Canada, it's going to be 40, 50 bucks, if not 60 bucks, when I was trying to ship some stuff to Canada for my host station. I can't imagine what it's going to cost if I have to send this to Africa, South America, Greece, or something like that. I might have to do this special that, hey, I pick somebody and I might just send you $100, $150 worth of entropy and call it a day or something like that. Because that's not what the giveaway is supposed to be. So I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it yet. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Bob, how many are buying the world? Just one. 5 per household. Yeah, 5 of the entropy ashlers per household. But again, Again, if you don't have an NFT pre-minted, you also have to eventually pay for that NFT. I don't think the NFTs are 3 sold. I think they've said they're going to be between 1 and 1.5 sold, maybe Solana, maybe, unless something has changed that I have missed. I don't think that that's what the price is going to be. Look at my trusty Discord and see if I see anything discussing that. I don't know, man. There's so many different announcement pages in there. And people are still getting holes approved to be able to get into this project right now with no NFT. I will say that. Now, like I said, that when I knew this whole NFT was going to start, your holes are going to have to get pretty extravagant. I see people who come into the Discord or even into my Grumpy Dad Discord complaining about, I did a hole like I'm supposed to, and my hole didn't get voted. And then you look at the hole, and it's like 2 shovels worth of dirt gone with a piece of paper and their name in it. And I told y'all, people have been doing this now since August, and they have did some pretty impressive holes with, little people in it, GI Joes in it, and little cars and all kinds of little cities and different things like that. And people did holes that they can almost stand up in and stuff like that. If they think that your hole was not freshly just dug for that project, and they think that your hole is old, that you're just trying to use the same hole, they're not going to approve it and stuff like that. So, but headquarters unleashes G to the leader. My series, 40 minutes, 2 more days to pre-mint. Somewhere they got to talk about. New recording page. I know I saw people discussing what a new ENT NFT was probably going to go for. I don't know where. And I remember being like 1 to 1.5 Solana. Definitely not more than 2. It was no way. It definitely was not 3. I'm wondering again if that's going to be adjusted compared to what a Solana is worth. I can see that. We haven't really talked about it, but when you look at what the current market is, this is the 1-hour chart. Solana's taking a little bit of a beating. Fell back down 140. I'm really thinking that they're going to release. This is just me thinking. I have no way I don't have this inside scoop like some of y'all think with Entropy. I'm wondering if this can be a variable scale. Like, hey, today Solana's worth 200, so the NFT is gonna be worth, 1 Solana. Hey, today Solana's worth 150, so the NFT is gonna be worth 1.5 or 2. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see 3, but who knows? They also said that the Astro was gonna be $99, and then on Helium Deploy it's more than $99. So markets change. I don't know. But again, I'm gonna say this again without getting rehashing all this because I see I'm losing people watching. At least you're making a couple of dollars a day with this, other than like some other projects that do want 2 or 3 Solana that you're making $1 with. Still cheaper than buying a helium miner. Or, when you do the math, a demo that takes 550 days literally to ROI on it. I don't know. I wanted to discuss a little bit about Bitcoin, but I didn't even get a chance by the time I came home to even figure out what the hell's going on. If somebody can tell me, did Trump mention tariffs again? And this is what, dropped. He went from 105,000. Basically, you lost $5,000. And tell me, this was a big discussion in my last. This was a big discussion in last Thursday's live. How are y'all feeling about a alt market? I'm gonna tell you, 3 or 4 months ago, I didn't want to listen to anybody saying, "Oh, we're not gonna have this alt season this year. Everything, all the money's going into ETFs with Bitcoin ETFs. Nobody's even worried about ETFs for Ethereum or for Solana or XRP or anything like that. It's strictly going to be Bitcoin." And I'm like, man, y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. Y'all are on crack and acid at the same time. Y'all need to quit that stuff. And then now you look at it, and you're like, maybe that crack and acid person was correct. Because you keep hearing more and more videos, more and more people talking about they're getting concerned about an alt season. Or if we even do have this alt season, it's not going to be this crazy explosion like we had last time with retail money getting into that, because you saw Bitcoin go way, way up after this halving, after this certain point, and then people start pulling their profits out of that Bitcoin, putting it into Ethereum. And at some point when Ethereum started going up, they pulled profits, and eventually it went to these, layer zero, these bigger altcoins, boomer altcoins, as Alex calls them, and then eventually down to like your smaller tokens. If we're gonna do that, we need to get on the ball, because we already halfway through 2025. What are we already, like a year past the last Bitcoin halving? You got people who still argue over and over that we're still in this Bitcoin cycle. And I don't care what year it is. I don't care who the president is. I don't care what's going on in the world, wars. We always got something. The Bitcoin cycle is the Bitcoin cycle. Well, guess what? We ran off the road at some point on that Bitcoin cycle. We didn't take a year. Well, if you look at Bitcoin, yes, we've hit some new highs with Bitcoin, but the alt season following that Bitcoin cycle is not the same. Look at Ravencoin today. I was in Ravencoin years ago, but let's look at Ravencoin today. Ravencoin. Wait. Where's XRP Rel at? Where's he at? $100 XRPs around the corner, guys. Just keep waiting. It's coming. Dude, if I get another friend that works at one of these plants that calling me about, I heard you got a YouTube channel, man. Like, you all in on XRP, XRP going to $100. And I'm like, you got the wrong number. And I'll just hang up at this point. Like, do not call me about XRP no more. Like, listen, XRP was at 50, 60 cents. It was up to $3, 3 something. Take your profits and have a nice, it's a hell of a profit, 5X. Take a nice, it's all about the money cap. I keep trying to tell people that. All about the market cap. You're not taking XRP at 123,000, 123 billion, or whatever it is, and going to $10. It ain't happening. At least not anytime soon. You're not going to put, you're not 5X in this. You're talking about almost basically doubling what Ethereum's at right now. Whatever, man. Whatever. All right. Well, I'm sorry. We'll be looking at Ravencoin. Well, it was up for a little while. But either way, something Now, I'm about to click on this, and y'all know this got me in trouble on my last video that I did on Monday about helium. That AI, we always joke that AI is wrong, and people can't ask a question on Twitter without going to Grok. Grok, what does this mean? Like, what the hell? What did we do before Grok? But anyway, so let's click on why is Raven prices up and see if it's even close. The 24-hour surge stems from its new KRW trading pair on Upbit, sparking South Korean retail buying. Drove 60% intraday spike. Overbought signals overheated rally, risking a pullback. Well, we see the pullback happening already. So good call on that one, AI. And it was at the 0.2022, which, hey, that was a double money situation. Back down to 0.14. And this, so see, AI, CMC AI was dead on this one. I'll give him that one. Congratulations. B13 in my channel with the nonsense today. Industrial Bitcoin miners. Like, you talking about like an ASIC, like one of these $15,000 ASICs that gonna mine you $100 a day, and by the time you even get it in and get it hooked up, it's already mining half of that because the algorithm's going up. You talking about that kind of industrial Bitcoin? Oh, I think you're just pulling my leg. You're just trolling me right now. I think you're just trolling me. What else? Wingbits, I'll tell y'all Monday, like, I feel like I haven't done anything with Wingbits lately. I'm glad I finally got my devices online. I got one host that keeps trying to get their device back online. I don't know what's going on with it. I've already had to replace that pod once, so I'm down on that. I know that they got some things working on in the background. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about them or not. Some things that they're just testing out to see how it works. I don't know if anybody in here is in the Wingbits. I don't know what they call it. I'm looking for this. The beta tester section. So for those of y'all who are in the beta tester section, they got something that they're kind of looking at. I don't know what. Just an idea they're kind of throwing around. What else? I gotta get my Astro monitor on. B13, I agree with you. I've said that one of the decisions that I have continuously made, and I keep making the bad decision over. It's, some people learn from bad decisions. I apparently don't, as far as when it comes to crypto. Is I keep sitting here crying that I don't own enough Bitcoin. I don't own hardly any Bitcoin, couple $100 worth, and that's it. And then, I sit here and look at Bitcoin going up, and I'm like, I guess I should own a little more Bitcoin. I just looked at it as is when I got so much stuff going on in my life, and I'm not even gonna get started with that again. I got my surgery scheduled for the 1st of July, so y'all won't see me for the first probably week of July, but I always got something going on, so I don't have a lot of extra capital. And when I do, I always try to put it on the tokens that I have been, DCAing into for some time, like the Solana or VET, VeThor, AVAX, Cardano a little bit to a point, just to get my buying cost down a little bit, because I bought some at $2 and $3, just different stuff like that. Because I knew, and WIF, because I looked at the potential that WIF was almost a 5x from when I did my video on that back in, I think, April. for Bitcoin to 5x has to be a $500,000 Bitcoin. So I've always said, okay, if I want to make some more money that I'll be alive to appreciate or do stuff with my kids or eventually grandkids, I need to be put into alts. And now you're worried about the alt season, and you don't know. Let's see what I'm curious to see what WIF is now that I mentioned WIF. WIF's down to 82 cents. 82 cents, which is still a 2.5x from when I did my video. I know some of y'all don't like meme coins, but y'all know that certain projects have their little meme coins that seem to always. That's WIF. So I must have did that video because I did it right at the bottom. I happened to time that video at the right time, and it was down here at this 30 cents mark. Certain tokens have their little certain memes. I was sitting there trying to play the other day. Every now and then, I just take kind of like going to the casino. I'll take like $20 to go blow. So I'll sit here and go to either Bird Eye and look at all these new tokens that are just coming out. You can remember there's literally 2,000 new tokens that are constantly coming out. Or I'll go to Pump Fund or one of these ones like that you can go to and see constantly the amount of new tokens that are constantly coming out. It's just stupid. I mean, look at it's just nonstop craziness. New tokens. This is a joke too, but you constantly got new tokens coming out. So every now and then I try to find one that looks like it's not gonna be an immediate rug pull. That has a little bit of volume, a little bit of time on it, and I always get in this trap that I'll put $20 into it. It goes up, and I pull $30-$40 out of it. And then I'll do that again, and I'll get lucky again. And instead of just taking $20 the second, the third time, I'm like, man, I'm getting good at this. Dude, I fall for it every single time. It's like rolling craps. You can roll that dice a bunch of times and think you're on fire. It takes one time to roll craps that you're out, and you lose all your money. Dude, who comes up with this with some of these? Trump the rape towel. Musk. I saw another one. But you gotta be ate up bad to be that worried about. I just don't let that stuff dictate my life. So the liberals that hate Trump but also hated Elon, who are they pulling for now? Because everybody feels you have to be on one side or the other. You can't be like me and just going through life and not worry about that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, I was, I'd get into a third corn and I would make a quick $20 or something like that on it. And then the fourth token, I'm like, man, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And I'll go and put $70-$80 on that. And as soon as I put it in there it goes. Liquidity pulled. I'm out. I lose all my money. It was fun for an hour or two. Guys, check the new Wingbits. Oh man, thank you for bringing that up. Who fought brought up Wingbits, the new Wingbits match? Thanks for changing the subject. I did want to check out. I saw in the change log that there is a change to the Wingbits map. Let's look at Wingbits. Wingbits change log. Let's change log. So I actually went and put change log. Let me see if I can blow it up and we can look at it real quick. some of the stuff we had knew about already. So wing bits, let's see. So released June 2nd for station data sanity checking involves passing acquired GPS timestamp along with offset of OS time within heartbeats. Allows it to identify if there's any time issues on stations and network. That's pretty cool. Okay. Map, aircraft details. As before, clicking on any plane or ground will bring up the right side plane with details. Those details now include just about everything the network captures. If it's available, you can now see altitude, position, speed, heading track, vertical movement. Oh, I hope there's no plane doing a vertical movement. Ground general status info, ground emergency squawk. If they're not getting it, it's unknown. They'll eye toggle to keep the map view centered on crowd the vehicle. 48 bugs found, and then missing wallets, claim failures and stuff like that. Boy, that Wingbus team, they always doing something. All right, so let's dig into it. Uh-oh, it's broken. I broke it already. I'm clicking. Nothing's happening. Everybody's clicking on Wingbits at the same time. We broke the website. There's a few planes on the map this evening. Y'all know I got somebody still arguing with me about their 3 dBi antenna is better than the 5 dBi antenna. Could y'all imagine that nonsense? Like, come on, man. How are you arguing with that? Like, look, I don't have many things I can brag on in my life, but my one Wingbit station is it. And you can still sit here and want to argue with me over the 3 dBi antenna on this station, which is going up somewhere this weekend, finally. The 3 dBi is better than 5. I showed y'all a video of me changing it out and testing and spending all this time. Anyway, we're getting way off, way off. So, no, we want aircraft, Goofy. I guess I need to move my head out the way, huh? So now clicking on this on the plane. First of all, I think the track thing's cool as hell, which of course now my head's in the way of that. But man, this plane's moving around a little bit, huh? Went from California, picked up some cocaine in Guadalupe or somewhere. Was that Guadalajara? Suarez, Mexico. And then now is headed over to bring it to New York or Chicago. And it tells you 37,000 feet, latitude, longitude, speed. It's a pretty long flight for a little bitty airplane, huh? That's pretty cool. I'll tell you what, that Wingbits team, I'll tell you what. Helicopter. Negative 50 feet. It must be a submarine helicopter. Negative 75 feet. He better go get his equipment checked. Let me see. This is the New Orleans Lakefront Airport. And of course, I got a station right about here just to capture anything low flying there. Let's see. What about that's what I'm looking for. I want to see if there are any balloons. Tell you what, that's moving at a pretty good clip. I could tell you that. Look at that. Balloons is something I didn't see a lot of a while back, and I'm seeing more and more. Maybe I'm just looking for them. I don't know. So, vertical movement. Yep. Oh, guys, we've been going an hour and a half. Unless y'all have something else, I got a new Ashlar I have to go put up and trigger somebody. Let's see. For those who didn't see, I do have. I bought this. I have it set up behind me, so I can't go get it. But a 10-port USB fast charger, and I bought a couple of these either 6-inch or 1 foot or 2 foot little USB cables with them. But I'm really thinking about taking this Ashlar and I'm setting it up at my office. But I want the I know y'all sick of hearing me say it. I'm sorry. I just want the purple to glow all the time. Why is it? I think they need to give us that. Hit the like button if you want the purple Ashlar to glow all the time. I used to forget which video they used to watch. They used to always say, hit the like button if you want this. Hit the like button if you want that. And there is a whole section of nothing, actually. When you pull this up, nothing underneath it. Sorry, that's a corny dad joke, I guess. But there really is nothing underneath there. The cord that was on top right here. Yep. So, what's the brown spots? Toilet flushes? I don't know what. That's the little GPS location. Bob wants to know. When Bob was asking how many I'm buying tomorrow, more, man, just more. Want more. More. I did see. Oh, I wanted to look up that with y'all. I know somebody who was successful in selling. I see, like this just makes zero sense to me. But I guess he listed this before they announced that there was going to be a restock tomorrow. But I'm thinking that's the only. I can't see there being another Ashlar on here. Oh, there is another Ashlar on here. One. Yeah, I guess you list it for sale. If somebody buys it, why not? Who knows? Yeah, I'm gonna hook up my new Ashler, and hopefully my other one comes in, and then y'all gonna force me to go buy another 2 or 3 of them. Because like I said, one of these is going at my office, so that still leaves me a spot for 4 Ashlers left here at the office, at my office here at the house. I mean, so I don't know. But again, that's ESP32s I have to buy. Oh, what about an HP NFT? Ain't for sale yet. You know, it's kind of like when you were in trouble with your parents and you didn't want nobody to bring up the subject, so like you're like, maybe if nobody brings up the subject, they'll forget about it. Like, everybody just needs to quit asking about the NFT. I don't want them to think that we're eager about NFT. Let's just all silence anybody talking about when's the NFT coming, and maybe they'll forget about it. You know, I don't know. Or Jorge is gonna make me go buy the one on eBay just so I get the one that's purple all the time. To me, I you know, I don't know. I don't know how these are going to do software updates and stuff, but there has to be a line of code somewhere. If it's made to light up pink and then green, you know, I think it lights up pink and then green when the power is recycled on it. That's me the one time that it was taking a report, and now I'm gonna miss one of my reports now. So it's pink and then green, and pink again, and green again. To me, if there's a line of code that says, "Hey, when booting up, you do the pink color for this long," and just put it to where, like, in my app when I'm provisioning it, there's a way of me turning on the color for always, 1 hour, 5 minutes. Hey, you know, when people want to come say, "Oh, it's an ESP32 that's in a plastic box," man, don't hate the player, hate the game. You know, instead of them having to deal with people that can't program ESP32s, because somebody like me, I have behind me 6 different ESP32s, and some of the models are different, but they look identical, other than like the one button on the top might be different. All of them had different ways of programming them. And I guess with them not having to deal with that anymore, one way they can control it. I don't know. Or maybe they knew that these other projects were doing the same thing with their own miner and needing the NFT, and they're like, hey, if they're doing it, we can do it. I don't know. Colored paper tapped over the red light. Who says I wouldn't trust buying from them? Buying from who? Oh, from eBay. I'm gonna tell y'all. Not that I'm trying to make this an eBay class, but somebody with 99% positive with 3,000 items sold and they've been doing business for 3 years, I would trust this guy. I would trust him. You know, I bought different. I bought many things from here. You know, I've been on eBay since the beginning, and I think I got like 150 points, whatever the hell it is, and I still got 100% positive from all the stuff I sold. So if this is 100%, oh man, they got all kinds of extras on here. I didn't even scroll down. Who knows? I mean, think about it. Making $10 a day, you got to pay 150 for this anyway, so it's 250. So depending on what country you're in, you get this 20 days faster. It's not that big of a difference in price. You know, this is in hand. You know, hey, I mean, I hope nobody buys this because you can't use the Grumpy Dad code when buying from eBay. To me, that right there is a reason why not to go buy this. But see, like, okay, here's a perfect example. And if you're watching this right now, I apologize for calling you out. But R. Steinbrenner, and it doesn't show you his percentage. See how it says 0%? Yeah, I wouldn't touch that one. But somebody like this that has 384 with a 100%. And then they've been in business for 20 years, I'd buy from him in a heartbeat if the price is right. I wouldn't worry. And then now, from what I understand with eBay, they brought back PayPal so you can purchase, and then again, and this is also in Texas. So depending on, how quick you can get stuff from Texas, I get stuff in 1 day or 2 days normally. But with PayPal now, you got the whole protection of goods and services. So as long as it comes in and it's correct, you have the PayPal protection. So that's a lesson in eBay. But I know for a fact, I know somebody for a fact that sold one on eBay already. I don't know what he sold it for. He's in the chat. If he wants to tell everybody what he sold it for, that's on him. But I'm not calling him out. That's his business. But yeah, he got an extra one and he sold it. And again, when we sold out of these things in under 6 hours, tell me another project that sold 1,000 items and sold out in under 6. I don't know what WingBit sold. I don't want to, say that, but I know what my code did for WingBits, and it was quite well. But I don't think they sold 1,000 in under 5 hours, 6 hours. But when Helium Deploy sold out, we had no idea. First of all, they also said they weren't shipping those until the end of June. So if people went to the Solana store, like my undercover operative did, and purchased 2 or 3 of these things, because he purchased one for me and 2 or 3 for him and for somebody else, he went to the Solana store on Tuesday before Helium Deploy. He had it in hand, and then he could sell it on eBay if he wanted, or I could have sold mine on eBay for triple the price, and you were getting it within 2 or 3 days from eBay versus possibly waiting to the end of June. That was 25 days at $10 a day. You'd pay an extra $250 for it. But then Helium Deploy all of a sudden said, hey, it's not going to be June 28th that you're going to get it. It's going to be what he said first, June 12th. Then it was June 9th. Then next thing you know, we had a FedEx thing saying it was already coming. Surprise. And we kept trying to say, people like, oh man, people saying, well, attacking Entropy, like, oh, Entropy has to get it to Helium Deploy. Helium Deploy, it wasn't on Entropy. So I don't know what Helium Deploy says about tomorrow. Oh. 15 hours, 500 units. See, expected ship date August 8th, which is 33 days away. 8 times 33 is $250, $260. If it really is going to take that long, plus 139, you would be better off buying one on eBay if those rewards stay the same. Again, I don't think that it's going to take August 8th to ship these out. That's just my thought. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't eaten yet. I've been on a week's worth of blood pressure medicine, and my blood pressure has scoffed at it and told it to go away. It has not adjusted it one bit. So for all those last Thursday who were worried about me after mentioning that, it's funny that I sit here and I take it while I'm playing Call of Duty at night. But a lot of y'all reached out to me about my blood pressure and stuff like that, and y'all know I need surgery, and I can't get my surgery that I need on my stomach until I get the blood pressure down. I went last week, like y'all all told me I have to go to the doctor, get my blood pressure taken care of after the nurse at work freaked out and wanted me to go to the hospital. And I told her I ain't got time for that. I went to the doctor, got on meds, and we were a week later, and my blood pressure is at the same exact number that it was before. So I'm going to have to go get that adjusted. It's always something. It sucks getting old. Don't get old. You know, next thing you know, that you have to wear hats everywhere because I'm in denial, but I have a WAP shaped head with this big V right here that goes like I'm some kind of alien or something. So I can never shave my head. I'm going to have to spray paint it when I get older. It sucks getting old, guys. So I appreciate everybody, everything. Jorge, I need to get in touch with you about Encore. I need you to help me with something on Encore. So I'm going to text you probably at some point. Let me go eat first. I got to eat. Well, it's probably late for you. I'm going to hit you up tomorrow, Jorge, about Encore thing. Because I'm confused and I just want to make sure I got something guys straight on that. So everybody else, I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button. Thank you all for watching my videos. Got another packed weekend full of deep in projects and helping people with network problems so I can eventually get them to host me a device one day. So thanks everybody for watching, seriously. And stay cool. I don't know what the temperatures are there. Again, it was 90-something degrees here today already. We're just in the beginning of June. It's going to be a hot summer. Already talking about a tropical system coming to the Gulf of Mexico. It is way too early. Hurricane season started 4 days ago. It was too early for that nonsense. You know, we usually get them in August, so I'm not ready for that yet. I got too many wing bit stations out. It helium stations and everything else. One day I need to count how many stations I got out. But again, I got to shut up. Let me go. Thank you all for watching. Seriously, see y'all later. Don't forget about the extra minor. Grumpy Dad 56.